top 10 best video games ever that we played so far on this channel.
Hey guys, today we're going to do the top 10 best video games ever.
That's right. Top 10 best video games ever we've played on this channel so far. So let's get started with number 10, Beck.
Number 10 is Blaster Master Overdrive on the Wii.
That's right. Blaster Master Overdrive is a download only for the WiiWare, which is currently unavailable. So if you want to play it, I don't know where to find it at, but good luck. It was a remake of the first NES Blaster Master game with some good improvements in it. It had a save feature, it had a map, and it had the hover, which didn't have to be collected. You could just have like an energy bar where if you use it a little bit, it goes down, and you wait, and it refills itself. No more collecting freaking little icons all day long to try and hover a few feet.
This is the game that had the anchor too, right?
Oh yeah. I had a couple new Sophie upgrades like the anchor and the spiked tires. The anchor was kind of like a way to jump up to a higher area, which was kind of cool the first 20 times.
We were excited when it first happened, and then we realized it was like
every
everywhere.
jump. Every jump is like anchor up, every jump. And it had the drill, which was from Super Blaster Master. Why did I say Super? Which is from Blaster Master 2 on Genesis. Remember the drill? You got through the square blocks or whatever. So that was cool. Had a few RPG elements, like you collect like these gas tanks and stuff like that to make your overall health go up and your overall energy go up. And the walking sections had Jason in, which is pretty cool. He had 3 new weapons in the walking sections. Each one powered up separately. It was pretty neat. I like the Jason sections a lot more than Nintendo. It's a cool game, but it's gone. If you can try and get it somewhere, I would. It's pretty sweet. Not a bad game. So coming at number 9 on our list is Contra. Well, it's not even called Contra, but it's Hardcore Uprising on Xbox 360. Now this one again is download only, which is currently still available as far as I know. This came out in 2011.
This was the last one on the actual console.
This is the last officially released Contra game, as Konami has kind of like given up on the series by now. But it's still pretty cool. It goes back to its roots with the side-scrolling 2D fun. It's 2-player simultaneous. Your choice of either of the 2 characters to start with. But you can download 3 more, which are Leviathan, this Johnny Bravo guy, I forget his name, and Sayuri, the girl with the sword, which is a pretty unique take on the Contra game with the sword. It's pretty cool. It has 8 levels like most Contra games do. It has an arcade mode and a rising mode. Arcade mode is like straight up, you know, Contra, just play it, whatever. But the rising mode is cool because you can collect this money, and then you
power up all your weapons.
You upgrade your guns, you upgrade your lives count, your health bar.
That was nice because I could play.
It's definitely much easier. Like, every time you play the game, you accrue the money, so it's not like you're playing for nothing. You collect the money, upgrade your stuff. It's pretty. I like the rising mode. It is much easier, but the arcade mode is pretty brutal. I haven't even been beaten, I don't think, on arcade mode yet. It's kind of hard. But rising mode is a great touch. Again, it adds RPG elements. You upgrade your weapons, upgrade your life count, your chips, which are like your dashes in midair and things like that. So, for last Contra game that we've seen up to this date, it's pretty good. I recommend it. It's probably like 10-15 bucks, maybe less by now. It's quite many years old.
Up next is number 8. We got Contra 4 on the DS.
That's right. Dual screen Nintendo.
And this dual screen actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, instead of having 2 separate screens like a lot of games, it was just one huge vertical screen.
And you could like jump from one screen to the next.
Yeah, you actually played on like one big screen. It was kind of cool. It worked pretty well with this game. Again, this is a 2D side scroller like most Contra games were. It had 9 levels on this one. A ton of characters you could play. You could play as, I don't even know, everybody. Play as Bill, Lance, the Pro Protector guys, Sheena from Hardcore. I don't even know. There's a lot of them. Wasn't Lucia? Lucia was in there from Shadow Soldier. You can pretty much unlock all the characters. You know how to unlock them? Okay, when you beat the arcade mode, you unlock a thing called challenge mode.
Oh yeah.
Every 4 levels in the challenge mode, you unlock either like a character or what was it, like a sound test, a museum, things like that. So it was really cool. Add a lot of replayability to the game.
This one had like all the extra challenges, like get to this without using the shot. Didn't it have something like that?
Well, yeah, each challenge had its own theme. Like, one was don't shoot nobody, or one was use as a wacky weapon, or defeat the boss without getting hit. It was like 40 challenges total. So it was pretty fun to play that after you beat the game. The game was cool. Again, it had 9 levels, a lot of brand new bosses. One of my favorite levels was the water level, where you're like in the middle on the jet ski. Like the water's below you on the one screen, and above you is it's above the water. And you had to fight things on top and bottom of the water. It worked really cool with dual screens. They made a good use of the dual screen, so you can tell it was made for that system. It was pretty cool. So the officially 4th Contra game, way after 3. It's definitely a good one. Still available physically. Comes in, whatever. Comes in the cartridge. So it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Recommend it for definitely the best Contra handheld game there was.
Alright, so up next we have Contra Shattered Soldier on the PS2.
That's right.
This one immediately seemed good because it was after we played PS1 game.
Yeah, after the 2 Appaloosa games on PS1, Konami's like, nah, you guys ain't cutting it. We'll do it ourselves. So this game's actually developed by Konami.
Much better.
Yep, returns to the 2D side-scrolling action like Contra should be. It's got I don't know, the graphics are pretty beautiful, I think, in my opinion. It's a little bit dark, but that's the theme of it's like a darker themed game, but they got some incredible bosses in this game. Really, really imaginative bosses. I like the one, the very first boss of the game. It's the turtle, remember?
Oh yeah.
He turns around and like his back is another face. That's pretty cool. It's different than the other Contra games because you start with 3 weapons only, and they never get upgraded. You never get anything new. It's those 3 weapons, and then you can each have a second power shot. So like you can shoot normally, or you like hold it in and homing comes out or something like that. So it's different. It was departure from the normal games, but there's no power-ups at all. You just play the game. That's it. You have to figure out how to use those 3 weapons, to what's needed, depending on what boss you're fighting or whatnot. This game uses the ranking system.
Oh yeah.
So like, you have to kill all the enemies on the level, and for every enemy you miss, for every time you get hit, for every time you die or continue, you lose points. And basically, you get a rating. S is the best, then it's like A through C or D, whatever. But then, towards the end of the game, if you don't get higher rankings, you're missing out on later levels. So you pretty much have to get like an A or a B to see the whole game, which is really difficult. Neo Contra did this also, which was not as difficult. I actually beat Neo Contra all the way through with S ranking, like legit. But Shattered Soldier is so much harder.
Yeah, this game was really hard.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult, but I think the graphics are great, and the 2D side-scrolling stuff is what I like. So it's a great comeback from the 2 Appaloosa craps.
All right, we're up to number 6. We got Blaster Master Zero on the Switch.
Blaster Master Zero.
This is another remake of Blaster Master, but it was really cool. We really liked it.
Yeah. I mean, it's another remake, but they added so much and made it so different. It's great. This is from Inti Creates. It's like a indie game, I guess you would say, that Nintendo picked up and they put on the Switch and the 3DS. It's picking up on that popularized retro look. It's like 16-bit SNES looking graphics. Yeah, we played this. The first game I actually played on the Switch when it came out in 2017, in March, I believe. It has a lot of stuff, it's just like the Nintendo game. It's kind of a remake, but they kind of add a lot of stuff. There's also a bonus level 9. If you collect everything in the game throughout the first 8 levels, you get the bonus 9th level, which is pretty cool. It's just like a boss rush, more or less, and then a true ending, true final boss.
We like that this game had a map too. It made it a little easier. Not all of the Blaster Masters had maps.
Yeah, we had to find the map. Each level had its own map you had to find. And there's some new Sophia upgrades, of course. It's like the Wii version. It's a remake with some additions, but it's done incredibly well. So I highly recommend this game. It added something kind of new where you fought the bosses as Sophia in the car for a change. There was the frog boss and that new boss, the Central Gear. You fought outside as in the car, well, inside the car.
The big skeleton guy.
Oh yeah, that one too. The skeleton boss was fought in Sophia. So it mixed up a little bit. Not every boss was fought as Jason. Some were as Sophia. And the second one's coming out now, we just heard. Haven't played it yet, again. But it's out, so we're going to play that very shortly and do a review on that one. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's Blaster Master Zero. It's $10 on the Switch. It's got loads of free content.
Oh, all the characters now.
Yeah, we didn't publish this on our channel yet, but it has like a boss rush mode. It has 4 bonus characters. It has this cool PvP thing where it's like 1 versus 1. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun.
I remember.
That was fun. So there was a lot of free DLC. The characters aren't free anymore. You have to pay like $2 each for the characters. They were free for a period of time, but now you gotta pay. But they really support the game well. It's a great game. It's got, you know, everything you want. Save slots, multiple save slots.
This is definitely one of the games that we played for hours after just us.
Yeah, we
Once
did.
we had the extra content.
Yeah. So definitely worth the $10 for sure. I'd pay at least 30 or 40 for it if it was a physical game. It's pretty much a full Blaster Master game, you know, full 10 hour game, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Up next is number 5. Blaster Master on the NES.
That's right, the OG Blaster Master on the Nintendo. I mean, everybody knows this game by now. It's pretty much a classic, right?
Yeah.
It's very popular for a couple reasons. The first was its unique hybrid style of gaming. It had the stuff where you're in the car, which is the platforming, and then Jason's where you explore and pick up stuff and fight the bosses. So platforming as a car was pretty unique, pretty cool back in the day. Like normally you see like a Mega Man, you just be walking around shooting, but the car did all this. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the retracing too, how you have to go back in the game to find other things. That's neat.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You didn't like that as a kid because you couldn't figure it out.
Got lost. At level 3 I got lost, but until I read up on it, I realized, you know, you gotta go back and figure stuff out. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like a Metroid game in that aspect. You have to beat a level, get an item, which somehow gives you access to another area. So that's pretty cool. Known for being absolutely difficult because there's
No
3 or 4 continues. There's no saves. It's just, I mean, once you die a couple times to continue, you gotta do it again. And the later stages get pretty tough.
Yeah.
Especially that one boss. What was it? The crab guy who shoot the bubbles out at you? That guy was rough. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and then the 2 final bosses. Remember that?
Yeah, the 2 final bosses you have to fight directly in a row. I mean, the first guy's not that bad. Throw some rocks at you.
That one's okay.
It's pretty
the
laggy.
second one.
The guy with the whip, the Overlord boss, is pretty rough. I had to hide in a corner when I fought that boss. It's not really cheating, but I never beat him straight up, I don't think. I hid in the corner and just...
Where he
his
can't whip
whip
you.
misses you, yeah. Because I didn't want to play it over again. Because, you know, it's a long game to play over again. 3-4 hour game.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you speedrun in an hour. I mean, it can be done quickly if you know what you're doing. That's once you memorize the paths, you can be done quickly without getting killed too much. Because most of the Jason doors you just don't even bother going into because there's nothing in there. But anyway, classic Nintendo game. Sure, it's one of the top 25 Nintendo games ever. I mean, I love it. I played it when I was a kid, and we just beat it recently, obviously. So, great game for me. I like it.
Good. I mean, I could play the beginning levels.
Yeah.
Alright, so up next is number 4. Super C on the NES.
I speak a game system called the NES. But like A-N-Y, like N-E-S. What do you think? The NES.
I think Nintendo's gonna come after you.
Like when I buy my NES, sure. I'm like, what is this? It's an NES. A-N-Y, N-E-S. Whatever. Let's go. Number 4.
Alright, so number 4 is Super C.
Super
on the
Contra.
On the NES.
Yeah.
NES.
No, not that one.
NES.
This is obviously a sequel to the Contra game on NES. This came out a year later in '88. And it's a great follow-up to Contra. There's not that much new. It's more like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mentality, right?
Yeah, it was still pretty good.
Same weapons. The fire is improved. From that stupid twirl to like a fireball explosion to 4 small ones. Again, 2-player co-op simultaneous. Me and my bae, we beat it. It was pretty fun. 8 levels. There's not much that's really innovative in the game. The elevator level is pretty cool. Where you go up the elevator and the laser chandelier boss was there. That was pretty fun. But overall, it's another great Contra experience. Super C on the Nintendo. The final boss, a little underwhelming. It's pretty easy. Just go up, shoot diagonally, he can't even hit you. That kind of sucks. But overall, the game itself was better or equal to Contra. So they're pretty much both in the same spot on this list, 3 and 4, because they're pretty much similar games. And I don't know which one's honestly better. I guess Contra was first, but Super C is almost the same.
Yeah, it's pretty much just the same.
It's like, here's Contra, you love it. Yep, and here's Contra 2.
Here's some more levels.
It's just like, yeah, it's just the same game, but different levels, different bosses. It's great. One of my favorite games on Nintendo, obviously. So, which we just told you, number 3.
Obviously 3 is Contra.
3 is the original Contra.
On the NES.
OG. It came out on a billion platforms, but NES is the best one, we think. It's debatable. Everybody debates, is the arcade one better or NES is better? Well, arcade had better graphics, obviously. Home consoles couldn't do that at the time, but in my opinion, I like Nintendo one better. I like how they extended levels to 8 levels instead of just 4 or 5.
Yeah, broke them out.
I mean, the arcade had 2-player co-op as well. I can't complain about that, but Nintendo version, to me, I think it's a little better. And Contra, I mean, everybody knows Contra. It's run and gun, 2D style, hard as heck.
Which is the arcade game we went to go play? Was that the original?
Yeah, but I don't think that machine was, I think, messed up. We actually played the physical arcade Contra game, but it didn't seem right. Still, we emulated it later, and it seemed like it was much easier to play. I think the things are a little screwed up or something. So we played the official Contra arcade. It's here. It's there's one in Philly. It's still there. They move them every once in a while, so I don't know. But it was pretty cool. So everybody knows Contra. That made the Konami code famous, even though it wasn't the first game to have it. You get 30 lives, you know. Everybody considers Contra like the hardest game, like impossible to beat. But with a little practice, you can beat it without even dying, like I did.
Not everybody can do that.
I know, it's not the hard of a game, you just memorize it. It's only a 10-minute game if you play all the way through, literally. You can beat it in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So, but it's a great game. It's one of the most, you know, famous games on Nintendo. One of the best 2-player co-op games you can find. It's always better with 2 players. Yeah. It's harder, but it's more fun. Right?
Especially the waterfall level.
Oh, God. Yeah, it has the famous, if you hit the bottom of the screen, you're dead. So, on the water level, with your friends, just wait for them. Right, babe? Yeah.
I had to wait for you.
No, I'm pretty sure I was up top, waiting for you.
Alright, so number 2.
Deuces.
Contra 3, The Alien Wars.
That's right.
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo. The SNES. People hate when people say that. Don't say SNES. People hate it. Yeah, the Super NES. SNES. So Contra 3 was the 3rd game in the series. There was Operation C in the middle there that came out before this. This was officially the 3rd game in the series on Super Nintendo. And it's one of the best Super Nintendo games ever made.
There were a ton of new bosses in this game.
They're pretty much all brand new. And they were like around every corner. It was great.
It kept you busy. All new stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, they had the option to carry 2 weapons now and switch between them. If you got hit, you could switch back to the other weapon you were saving and use that weapon.
You could pose.
Yeah, you can pose like with the 2 guns. Yeah, that was great. Every time you get to the helicopter spot where it blows up, you have to pose like that, or you're, you know, you have to. So it did add 2 new weapons. It added the homing weapon, which was first seen in Operation C. And it added that Crusher, whatever the hell they call it, the real strong weapon. They added that one too. This game introduced overhead levels using Mode 7 graphics from the SNES. People hate me say that. So you could pick player A or B, or your separate screens, or together. I really didn't like this section as well, to be honest.
Yeah, it was really difficult to maneuver around, especially when it broke the screen up and you're spinning around in different directions.
Yeah, that's why we played on the other one. We're together. It's much easier. Because together, you're moving yourself around. If you're split screen, you're spinning the screen around you, which is really confusing. So, I don't know which one is which. I'm pretty sure A is together, but...
Yeah, I think we played accidentally the other way once.
Yeah, if you're going to play it where... I'm pretty sure it's A, where you're on the same screen. I mean, I don't really enjoy these. It's new. I'm not saying they suck or they're horrible. It's a good idea. You're trying something new. It's only 2 levels, anyway. There's only 6 levels in the game, and 2 of them are these. But the other 4 are action-packed, non-stop. Especially the missile one, where you're on the missile and you're holding on and you're shooting everything. That was one of the coolest levels. And the final level incorporated the first 2 games as well. It had the hard boss and the boss called Kim Ko from Super C. And then 2 more bosses. So, yeah. It made Jagger. This game made Jagger Freud, the final boss, like the popular, like the final boss. It was in the arcade version of Super C, and it was on Super C Nintendo too, but not the final boss. But anyway, it just made that boss extra popular, and he's in like all the games since Contra's 2. Super C, obviously great game, probably the best game on Super Nintendo of its genre, the running gun style. A lot of people would say this is the best Contra game. I can't disagree with them, but I do because it's number 2. So.
I can't disagree, but I do.
Well, it is a great Contra game. I mean, it's like everything you want in the game. But my top pick is not this. Number 1 is what,
What is it? Your
Contra Hardcore on Genesis. I love this game.
This game was so fun. There were so many different ways you could go.
And I'm a SNES fanboy, and I still like the Genesis version better. Sorry. Yes, as you were saying, the branching paths was new to the Contra series.
So many different choices and ways you could go. Different bosses you'd see by the path you would choose.
Yeah, like this game, the path you choose actually matters. Like there's 4 or 5 endings, or it's actually 4 or 5. There's actually 6 endings, but 4 major paths. There's like a side path with the arena where it ends shortly. It's level 3. You fight these 3 bosses and it ends. It's pretty cool. But I like the characters. There's 4 characters now. My favorite is Sheena because they all have their own weapon set, and to my opinion, Sheena has the coolest.
I was a little robot because he has the smallest hitbox.
That's the noob character. He's got the smallest hitbox. He's got double jump. He's got some glide.
I like the double jump.
Yeah, like I think that's probably the easiest character to use. The hardest is Fang.
He's really slow.
He's slow. He's tall. He doesn't slide far. And all his stuff is like close counter. He punches. He's hard to play. But my favorite was Ray Power or Sheena. That's my favorite 2 to use. I think Sheena has the coolest weapons, so I like to play her. So that's the first game that I know to have a female character and also multiple characters to choose from. So the game, you know, I can't say it's 8 levels, 9 levels. Depends on which path you choose. Some end earlier, some end later, but definitely a great game. Multiple paths. It's overall a great game for a 2D shooter that different paths and different storylines, stuff like that. It's pretty cool for the time.
And there was that one, the one section where you're running.
What do you mean?
That was a little different. The big guy that was running down the street, he passed away.
Oh, the 3D section where like you're running towards the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool for the time. That was some pretty cool graphics.
It's different, much different than the other Contra games.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a game you can play over and over again. I've played it plenty of times because each time, you know, you get a new path, you get a new final boss. Some paths are harder than other paths. So, it's definitely a great game. It's getting up there in price, but if you can pick it up, if you already have it, I mean, play it. You can play it like 4 or 5 times and see all different endings. It's a great game. Definitely difficult. Everything is like super fast. The first level, you're like, is this playing in fast forward or no, it's for real? That's how fast the enemies are coming at you and the bullets are. It's definitely a hard game, and it's freaking called Contra Hardcore, so it is hardcore. But you gotta practice it. It's one of the best for sure. I think it's one of the best games. Each path has its own ending, and then each character has their own ending as well. So you can, there's like so many different endings, so many different characters. You guys play like, it's probably like, what, 20 different endings? 5 times 4 or whatever. If you want some 2D hardcore freaking shooting action, try this game because it's difficult. But good. It's Contra Hardcore. And that's it for our top 10 list. Our top 10 best video games ever for 2019. We'll see you next year for some more top 10s. And we'll see you later this week for a top 10 worst video games ever. We got some good ones. Some new additions. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you later.
Bye guys.